Lyster. Step 1, unplug. Step 2, dive in. Step 1, unplug. Step 2, dive in. Lyster.
That is when we expect to have every bit of information available at our fingertips. The very instant that it happens, regardless of how inconsequential that information is to our lives. Fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, esteemed, intelligent, and incredibly attractive judges. Toastmasters teaches us that if you've got an important message, you need to hold on to the attention of the audience. You need to make a real connection with the audience. Yet in this age of information inundation, these concepts seem increasingly foreign to us. Were my speech an article online, I would hazard that a full 1/3 of you would have already scrolled to my hilarious conclusion and figured you pretty much got the point. The next third would have received an email from Susie in the bottom corner that probably can't wait. You open it to find a video of a cat playing chess. The next third would be clicking through the links on the right-hand side of your browser, but don't worry, I won't tell them what you're clicking on. And yet, the final third would be the only group that realized that I don't know fractions. I put to you today that we live in a world of constant connectivity that leaves us paying partial attention and has us wading in the waters of the mental kiddie pool. I am seeing an epidemic of the tops of people's heads. Tell me if this looks familiar to you. You see them everywhere. You see them driving in cars. You see them walking down the streets. You see them out for dinner. You figure, that's rude. I just see it as an opportunity to come up with hacks with changing status updates on the top that say, be right back every time you look down. It works online, why not in person? It's to the point now, and I kid you not, that they have texting lanes on the sidewalks in the UK so that you don't walk into things. They have brightly colored foam fabric wrapping the posts, much like you'd see on a football field, except you don't have a 250-pound linebacker chasing after you. You just can't be bothered to look up. How did we get to this point? How did we get here that we're willing to risk the very noodle in our noggins to get this information? I picture a caveman trying to start a fire. Bing! It's his BlackBerry. Picks it up to check. OMG, saber-tooth, run! Important information to have. BTW, you gotta see Brock's new wheels. I think he may be onto something. The point is, we've evolved to need this information, to want it, to desire it so bad, but now there is just so much of it that we can't tell what's important. I'd like to ask you to take a moment to yourself right now and think about what is most important to you. Really think about it. What is most important to you? What have you done this month to support that? What have you done today? When was the last time you had silence to think about it? You got an email! 37 ways to make him love you. Enlarge your, excuse me? That is the world that we live in now. We're being trained to think by the hyperlink. That blue underlined word that interrupts you midstream of thought, wondering, oh, I wonder what's under there. Scientists today discover the impact of impact. See also giant space craters. See also cheerleaders falling over. Huh. We have forever evolved alongside our tools. Our caveman that started the fire was the first person to be able to give his buddy a grilled steak. The advent of agriculture allowed us to settle and form social bonds with larger groups of people. The advent of email and MSN made sure that we don't pay attention to any one of those people for more than 15 seconds. And look, what scares me is there are oceans of things that we don't know about ourselves. There are oceans of things that we don't know about the people that we love. Yet we are stuck wading in the waters of the mental kiddie pool, where the content is only knee-deep and ever-revolving, and you know what the content is in a kiddie pool. We're being constantly blasted in the face with water cannon status updates about who Justin Bieber slapped in a laser tag place, or what color socks the third distant cousin should wear across the other side of the country, or Charlie Sheen flailing off the wagon and none of it matters to us. I wonder, what would it be like if some of our greatest thinkers had instead used Twitter? Einstein once tweeted that any intelligent fool can make things bigger and more complex, but it takes a touch of genius and a lot of courage to move in the aisle. And he ran out of text. Gandhi once tweeted that as human beings, our greatness lies not in our ability to recreate the world, as is the myth of the atomic age, but in our ability to recreate. Again, he ran out of text, but the sad part is, the rest of his line is that our greatness lies in our ability to recreate ourselves. And I fear that's what we're losing. I've got a challenge for all of us in this room here today. To unplug and dive in to what's most important to you. To take the time to look up to the people that you love. And above all else, give them your full... Oh, sorry, I'm buzzing, just a sec. A video of a cat riding a tricycle? That's cool. Anyway, yeah, not much, I'm just doing a speech. Anyway, I'm getting some kind of weird looks. I should probably go. One sec. Mr. J.